it. So stay with us, because it's definitely on. Be part of every game, every rule, right here on Supersport. Too much football? Never. On the world's best football package, DSTV Compact. It's on.
One goal that lifts the crowd. One celebration that unites them like brothers. And one, the end of the match. That's how One Up from Sporty Bet works. Don't wait until the final whistle to celebrate victory. Get settled early with Sporty Bet. One Up. Winning is now that easy.
This is Afcon, my friend. Every day is a competition.
Afcon 2025. Catch every match in 6 languages with analysis by the continent's biggest stars. Live on Supersport, only on DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by 10Bet.
Hello Africa, the biggest family meeting that's continuing here on your World of Champions as eyes focus on Morocco. Our attention then stand from Casablanca. Now we are in Marrakesh with more focus obviously on Group B. Everyone from Morocco to Cape Town, through from Brazzaville to Mombasa is talking about the biggest family party. And for the Africa Cup of Nations, we're even excited that you get to join us with all the drama, with the comfort of your couch. I'm Andrew Kapora, and as always, welcoming the biggest panel in town. I'll start off with the man right next to me, Daniel Akipe, the goalkeeper for the Super Eagles. He's been to 2 Africa Cup of Nations, including that huge edition, obviously, in Egypt. Right next to him is Bongani Kumalo. He held the armband at the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations. Unfortunately, the Bafana did not win it, but he will be very proud to have led the team out. And at the extreme end, if it's a family meeting, he's the grandpa. The second top scorer all time of the Bafana, Sean Butler, 29 goals to his name. I'll start off with you out of respect. Welcome to 8 focus stands to Group B, and the Bafana finally are in action.
Yeah, I think it's a day South Africa's been waiting for quite some time, and I think a lot of people will be nervous as well. You know, it's a big game, the first game. You want to start well, and we know also that Angola is not going to be an easy game. You know, they've given us a lot of problems in the past.
Yeah, over to you, Daniel. I know it's a family meeting, but there is the battle for pride under that table. From a Super Eagles perspective, what do you make of the Bafana?
I think it's right because it's going to be a day of pride, between the Kosafa derby here. But, it's not going to be an easy game, but we'll look how things going to unfold. And I'm very sure it's going to be interesting.
And over to you, Kumalo. You know these boys. You've watched them train. You've followed their stories as well. Do you stand there confident about the Bafana chances in Morocco?
Yeah, well, there's no reasons not to. I think with the current generation that we have and the talent on display, I think we've seen exactly what they can offer. There's a beautiful balance between sort of experienced heads and sort of new experience, which is good. So the old heads can kind of just guide the guys. Sometimes experience can work against you by being too cautious. So the new experienced guys are the ones with the more sort of free-spirited sort of energy, which is what you need in tournament football. So positive start is very, very important. We don't want to go to the second game under immense pressure. There will be pressure. If you can manage and keep your fate in your own hands, you're in a great position.
All right, the 60 million plus South Africans will be excited ahead of kickoff, and there at the Bafana. Then touching down at the Marrakesh Stadium, they have a huge fixture coming up. They will hope they can repeat that 1996 run and probably go on and win the Africa Cup of Nations. But first, they have to negotiate their way around giants like Angola. There is Zimbabwe in there, and of course Mohamed Salah and Egypt. Hugo Bruce will be a man with so much experience. He's won the Afcon before. He's taken the Bafana to a top 3 place. So why not be confident ahead of all these battles in Morocco? But that is the group as well. And I'll start off with you, Sean. It gets tough. You have 3 countries that will know South Africa inside out. And then you have the most successful team on the African continent in Egypt.
Well, this is the best thing about starting this tournament. Every tournament, every game, that's how we come out the bus, singing, getting the brotherhood, getting the vibe together, and obviously ensuring you take that spirit also onto the field, that fighting spirit. So it's good to see the boys, like Bongani said, there's no reason we shouldn't be confident. And I'm looking forward to seeing the likes of Nkota, turning on the style, because that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. Everybody's hoping, prayer is they go 2 steps further, not 1 step. Remember, we lost in the semi-finals and came third, so it's 2 steps in order to win it. And what a perfect time it will be as well, 30 years later after 1996.
All right, Angola will be very excited ahead of that kickoff as well, but they will know they're up against one of the giants when it comes to African football. And they are arriving at the Marrakesh Stadium as well. That team failed to lose a game in the opening 4 games at the last tournament. They'll be hoping for a repeat of similar statistics, but it's going to be a higher mountain to climb.
Well, it's a bit worrisome for Bafana because they haven't actually won, from the beginning of the games before. And, you need to win your first game for you to gain confidence, into the tournament. So it's going to be very crucial for Bafana to make sure they take that point. And like I said earlier, it's not going to be easy because Angola is a very tough side. You want to deal with it.
Yeah, Bongani, the relevance of the opening fixture in African football is always something we discuss. And I know the group stages aren't a sprint, they're a marathon. But you want those 3 points.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, look, it's sort of like it's a mixer, because if you look at Coach Hugo Bruce, with all the coaches that are there, he's the only one that's won it before out of all the coaches. But he's also never won his first opening game. So with those 2 things in the balance, that tends to lead you towards thinking, well, regardless of what happens today, there's enough experience and know-how to sort of figure things out, even under immense pressure. But the more you can lessen that pressure, all the better. I think Angola are here for the taking, to be fair. As confident as what they are, and as much as we have sort of a good past and a good reputation that follows us coming into this competition, I think there's enough players in there to keep everyone grounded and understanding what needs to be done once that first whistle goes. And then when permutations and what happens the other side, that plays itself out. Just control your narrative.
All right, then I'll get back to you 3 gentlemen as we look at the Bafana getting ready for the action. All that is live here on the World of Champions. Africa Cup of Nations. Social media. So we are going to quickly cross over to Lemmy, who is standing by. He's got all the reactions. He knows what your thoughts are. And we are very interested in that. So Lemmy, there you are. What on earth is going on?
Hey, Andrew, generally called. Did I get it right? Generally called.
Got it right, my friend.
Absolutely right. We're all the way here in Social Court and we're excited. I'm not alone. I'm living up until this summer. I'm here with the beautiful
Stories.
Bananas and cananas.
Yeah, but sincerely, I'm here to make sure that the boys do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm here for Bafana.
Look, I'm more excited because today we get to watch the 2025 champion. Bafana.
Exactly.
Angola.
No, you didn't lie.
Yeah, so, and I even brought my Ballon d'Or here just to make sure. In fact, I'm injured will be there.
Yeah, but
I'd be in that spot.
Oh,
To be quite honest.
this year,
No, of course.
this
year.
lifetime.
I'm at my prime. What do you
Uncle
mean?
Shaw. Uncle Shaw. But let's get to indoors. What's happening?
Yeah.
We hear all to make sure that we are connected with the fans, and that this side they are connected with the fans, and we hear their voices, what they're thinking, right?
100%.
There's a lot to look forward to. What are you thinking about it?
I'm looking forward to goals.
Okay.
I'm curious who's going to score the first Bafana goal.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to Ishushan and Benzela from Cocomelon Football.
Okay.
Yeah, because let me tell you something interesting.
Okay.
So apparently, the squad in Angola introduced 4 teenagers. So clearly they took a page out of our book with Cocomelon football. Which is Obasebenzela now, we don't know. But I'm looking forward to all of that.
I love that. Talking about India's Obasebenzela, I want to know what people at home are thinking. I have a question for tonight, and the big question for me is, what are you looking to see from Bafana Bafana? Which is either passion, goals, or discipline? Or all three? Personally, if not all three, because I think the boys can do it.
No, of course they can. Of course they can. And you mentioned earlier that they didn't come with drip to the tournament.
No.
Tina, in and out like a bank robber. We didn't come to a fashion show. We came to take what's ours.
Listen, I love fashion, but I love that the boys are sticking to business. Yeah. And we got the vibes anyway. We don't have to show you drip this time. So I guess I must say we need to with the trophy, ne?
Yeah.
One time.
100%. I'm sure Buma, what's that? I'm a closer type vibe.
Yes.
I'm waiting for them. But do you know who's not here? Who I'm jealous of?
Zenande.
Zenande, Ushela is doing. You know, we are taking to the Zenande, I want to know what's going on there because we're kind of a little bit jealous. Tell us what's going on that side.
Thank you so much, Larry. Listen, you guys are actually missing out. We're outside at 86 Public and we are so set and ready to back the boys tonight in the opening game against Angola. It's going to be a good time, okay? The spirits are high. The people are going to be coming in numbers. We're all dressed in green and gold. And I'm not alone. I am with Yvette. How are you feeling, girl?
I am so excited to be here this afternoon, Monday. Listen, it is going down. Bafana against Angola. We know that in the past 5 encounters, Bafana remain unbeaten. So going into this match tonight, I am super confident that Hugo Brewers is going to come out with a win in his 50th game as Bafana coach. How are you feeling, Zenande?
Listen, spirits are high. I'm also very confident. I mean, the boys have really done well getting into this tournament. But you know what? Let me back to you guys in social corner.
It's looking like a vibe.
I can see the flags already being... So we've got the cultural part. We really don't worry. The flags on the coverage. Can you see my little African flag? For the boys, for the drip that they can't wear at the moment because we focused.
I'm so jealous. I see Zenande and Floza Boza having a time of their life there.
Yeah.
But you know what, Andrew, while we're gonna sit in camp and see what's happening on the social media streets, let's throw back to you guys. Let's see what the tactics and the what are having for us tonight. All right, thank you very much, Levi and Kwezi. Really appreciating your thoughts, and I'm sure we shall be getting more reactions coming throughout the big build-up. Africa, the biggest stage is finally here. For now, though, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we talk the Bafana in depth. They're making their 12th appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations. They're up against their neighbors in the south, Angola, who are making appearance number 10. The team sheets and details, including the coaches' reactions, when we get back.
In this game of keeping it 100, we don't rise by chance. We rise by choice. But you want more. Every move, every moment, earned, never given. Play like no one's watching, even when you're watching yourself. The real victory is taking it to 100 again and again, even at the top of your game. But remember, the rise up is never finished. Win your share of R1 million in prizes.
In the heart of every champion lies a journey, one of resilience, passion, and dedication. It's a journey that starts as a dream and is fueled by ambition. A journey made of a relentless pursuit of greatness. And greatness isn't given, it's earned. With every challenge, goal, and celebration, it's a journey that inspires generations. And one that proves that we are made of more. 10Bet, official betting partner of Bafana Bafana.
Welcome back. You're still watching the biggest stage of football at the African stage. The family is meeting again. Everyone is chipping in with an opinion, and we'll have every bit of it as we show you every goal, every celebration. And of course, we've got the analysts that will take you through all the reactions. Now, for the Bafana fans, let's quickly look at what Hugo Bruce has decided to start with. And they are looking to win the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since 1996. And I'll start off with you, Bongani. He has started with the 2023 Afcon goalkeeper of the tournament, Ronwen Williams, who is the captain as well. The top scorer for the Bafana throughout the qualifiers. The Teboho Mokoena is in that midfield, and all eyes will be on Brent Foster for the goals.
Yeah, certainly. And, you've got a Paulison and Quata on the sides who are well capable sort of, players and wingers who, for the most part, the squad has players on the up and up in their personal careers. And that's why this tournament is one full-time. Modiba as a left back, he's shown his quality. He's improved a lot, to be fair, in his defensive responsibilities, which is very, very encouraging. Most importantly, these players in there that have really, really good head on their shoulders and are really committed to making sure that they achieve it this year.
Sean, are you surprised by the 11 that Hugo Bruce has gone with? We know about his experience, so we believe he knows exactly what he wants to do.
I think there's probably one or two positions that we're surprised with, but other than that, Coach Hugo Bruce is very consistent with his selection. Even for me, I think that formation, he's always stuck to his formation, which is 4-2-3-1. He plays that one up front. He gives like Mogani says, the wingers, the freedom to go and go forward. And sometimes also Modiba and Madao can overload on the side. So I expect Mokoena to be the box-to-box type of player, and Sitola just holding that forward for us in front of the central pairing.
All right, that will be the Bafana starting 11. Now we can change focus and look at Angola, especially Patrice Bomel with the kind of squad he hopes can pick maximum points against the Bafana. Like we've said before, it will be a mountain to climb, but we're talking about a team that have been quite consistent qualifying to this tournament without losing a game, and that will be important.
I think that is one thing that Bafana actually need to look into as well, even though that Bafana also did not lose, game during their qualifiers, but then with how Angola's, propelled towards this competition, this is how more serious they are. And if we look at their formation, they're ready to be defensive, and they're also ready to play from the wing, so they're basically going to play more on counter-attacks, and they're very disciplined when it comes to defending as well. So it's going to be a tough nut for Bafana to crack, but I'm hoping that Bafana will go through it.
All right, it's a team that knows themselves as well. Sean, Gaspar and Nebu played every minute of that qualifying round, 540 minutes. So it's a small little unit that knows exactly what they're delivering.
And you can exactly see already, with the midfield being, I think congested. They want to squeeze Bafana. The strength of Bafana is the midfield. They know how to operate that. And this is a team, like we've said before, Bafana have not beaten them in 6 games. So it's not easy feat or easy game, this Angola team. So it's going to be very difficult for Bafana to break them down, like I think Daniel has explained. And the fact that they've only conceded 2 goals in 6 games qualifying, they show that resilience and discipline in order to win games. And that's what's going to make it very difficult for Bafana.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. I'll come to you 3 gentlemen back quite shortly. But for now, let's go to Marrakesh, where all the drama is happening ahead of South Africa and Angola. Asha Komugisha is standing by. Asha, the bigger question is, as Africa focuses on Marrakesh, where are your eyes?
It's day 2 at the Afcon 2025, and we're here in Marrakesh in the south of Morocco, just right at the foothills of the Atlas Mountains. Group B gets started here with South Africa taking on Angola in what is a much anticipated COSAFA derby. It's the first game at the Marrakesh Stadium, and while this city has all walls and houses painted in brown and brick red, this game will surely have a lot of sparks, as we've seen over the years. Hugo Bruce takes charge of his 50th official match with Bafana. And on the other side, Patrice Bomel will be in charge of Angola, taking them to his first Afcon with them, but has formerly coached Cote d'Ivoire in 2021. So brings that experience to this competition. Now for the players, it's going to be a battle of the goalkeepers. Hugo Marquez, who's played in the PSL for the Cape Town City will be up against Ronan Williams, a global superstar who's made a name for himself. And in that midfield and up front, it will be Teboho Mokoena, who feels that he's taken off that pressure from his shoulders after leading South Africa to the World Cup that will be played in North America next year. But on the other side, it will be Mabululu, who set this tournament on fire in Cote d'Ivoire and wants to take Angola to the next stage. They reached the quarterfinals at the last edition in Cote d'Ivoire and will be once again bringing that spark to this edition here in Morocco. Now back to you in studio.
I shall really appreciate that, giving us the perfect scene there. And as Marrakesh is host to the Bafana up against Angola, it is a game the entire Southern Africa is talking about in many ways. As we discuss this family meeting, it is two sisters or two brothers that have had a couple of issues in the past and have so much to sort moving forward. And you want to think, as I get a comment from Sean just before we look at everything Angola have been, for the Bafana, they know how huge they are as a footballing nation on the African continent. But you look at the stats, 1996 looks a bit too far.
Yeah, because you're talking to me, I was there. So it's one of those things. But, you know, I think Bongani mentioned at the top of the show, this is a team that's grown together over the last 2 years. And I think for me, that gives, I think, the whole of South Africa the confidence knowing that they can go there and produce results. They've come together as a team. They know exactly how to implement the coach's instructions. And that's why the coach can, you know, he's got a squad of players. He can select anybody, to be honest, to be in that 11. But he's chosen these 11 to go out. And I always believe, as a coach as well, you don't always have to start with your best players. Some players will come off the bench and make a bigger impact. And we have that in the depth of Bafana.
All right, there you are. Let's get more reactions coming in online. But just before we do that, Captain, over to you. What is going through those players' minds? They know the hype about the Africa Cup of Nations. They know the image the Bafana have. Losing to Angola, they will never be forgiven.
Well, no, I mean, it's not that they won't be forgiven. It's just they just make life very difficult for themselves. I think that's important to note, and it's important that look, we've gone over 20 games without being defeated, right? So we're in a positive wicket. And because everything's been so positive, we've had so many opinions about who should be selected, who should play, who shouldn't play. Let's trust the coach, trust his decisions, and trust the players that are there and support the players. You ask me what goes through the minds of players. Once you walk onto the pitch, depending on whatever, you know, sort of mannerisms you have, but you take it all in, obviously, as you come out. But once you do your formalized sort of warm-up, it becomes business as usual. It becomes the same football that you've been playing at whatever level. The only difference now is, obviously, you might have different teammates that now, obviously, you've gotten to know because it's a national team. But the mind goes back to default settings in terms of competition and wanting to win football matches. And this squad, this team, has had a winning mentality for quite some time now.
All right, there you are. Let's get more of your predictions and more of your reactions online now, because everyone is throwing in their thoughts. Will it be the Bafana? Is it Angola? Levy is standing by, and I'm sure he's got some interesting predictions.
Thank you, Andy. Look, the social media streets are buzzing, and that's what we look forward to.
That's what we're all about.
All the action is coming in hot. First tweet coming from Professor saying, UTLB ikandakanda, uzobakanda.
Exactly.
He's our key player.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you're happy because Zulu to Zulu.
Personally, I think the Zulus are going to do what needs to be done today. Guys, I mean, I'm saying prepared.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but that's my Palado. What are you talking
about? No, the Palado.
Oh, okay. No, just making sure. Just making sure. Another tweet coming in saying, we know Bruno faked an injury just to watch the Afcon. Wow. Wow, look, I wouldn't be surprised because it's a family meeting.
It is a family meeting. You know? But I think also, you know what, we're going to ease into this. This is our warm-up.
Yeah.
Well, the actual World Cup, yeah. This is actually just our warm-up.
Yeah. Look, we need to get predictions. Where are we getting our predictions?
We need to get our predictions from Uzinanda at 86. Guys, what are the predictions? What are the fans saying?
Well, the fans are already here, and you know what? It's Bafana's first game of the campaign. okay, what are your expectations and what do you think the score prediction will be?
Okay, my score prediction for today is also 2-0. I'm not expecting anything for 3, 5, and 7. The reason why I want 2, because we don't want to show up first. We don't want to have high hopes. We want them to see that we can just score 2 goals. Remy plus the Mkwena, they will score 2 today. Either a penalty or free kick, but the Mkwena will score today. 2-0, then we are done. Then we wrap up. We don't want more than we shoot today.
Now, you just mentioned Muremi as well as Mokoena as 2 people who you believe are going to net some goals tonight. Who are your standout players going into the game against Angola?
Saying the Mokoena will be the one who's holding the middle. Muremi will be taking the forwards. I'm also expecting God on that side to push on the right. We wanna use our wings to attack them. If they introduce Apollos, because I have not seen the lines, the list yet, but definitely Muremi will be the man of the match today.
Very interesting stuff. As you heard from the fans themselves, it is going down at 86 Public out in Randburg. Come through, let's back our boys. It is Bafana Bafana taking on Angola.
You know what I like about South Africans?
Yeah.
When our teams are playing, it's my favorite animal to see a South African fan. That's my favorite animal to see on the screens. But you know what, team? You mentioned a prediction, and I think I have my own, and I have to say I kind of back them. I see that 2-0. Because we've got the safest hands. We've got the safest hands in Africa. When I let Mutin. I didn't want to go there. Remember, we have the safest hands in
We do, but I mean...
Or some type of potato.
Okay, 3-0 is my prediction.
I'm kind of tired to see it over, above, and above.
Well, our predictions are in, Andrew. We want to hear more from you guys as we keep an eye on the social media streets. What's happening on your end?
All right, thank you very much, guys. I'll be getting the predictions of Sean Bongani and Daniel a bit later. But just before we listen to the experts give us their thoughts, let's talk to the 2 tacticians who are responsible for the tactics this evening and also responsible for both starting 11s. Here is Hugo Bruce and Patrice Mobel.
Yes, first of all, we are excited that at last the game is there. Secondly, I think this is an important game for us. You have to win that first game, because otherwise you are coming in a situation that you have to win the second game to survive the group stage. So it's a very important game for us, but it's also a very tough opponent. So I think we will have to achieve our best level to beat Angola today. That's the ambition. If the previous Afcon you were third, you want to do the same thing, at least the same thing in the second one. So we will try to do it and achieve again a bronze medal and maybe a little bit more. But this is a very tough tournament, and we need also a little bit luck. So we will see. But the ambition is again to have that bronze medal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, when we start competition, after preparation, we are looking forward to start. Of course, we start with one of the best teams in Africa, actually. As I said yesterday in the press conference, we are humble, but we don't fear anyone. We just have to play our football, and we are very excited to start this competition here in Marrakesh. No, we are just targeting that we have to do. Everybody knows what he has to do on the pitch to try to make a fantastic game today to start the competition. All the teams start with 0 points, and we have 3 games to play to get out of this group stage and to push forward. Thank you so much.
All right, well, Patrice Bomele will be hoping his side does as well as they did the last time out, topping their group without losing a single game. And for the South Africans, they will be hoping for a better start, having lost to Mali in their opening fixture at the last Africa Cup of Nations. The biggest question on the African continent is who picks up the first 3 points in Group B. It is all live here on your World of Champions. The Bafana Bafana of South Africa are up against Angola. Enjoy the opening 45 minutes. Afcon, my friend. Every game is the competition.
Afcon 2025. Catch every match in 6 languages with analysis by the continent's biggest stars. Live on Supersport, only on DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you.
One goal that lifts the crowd. One celebration that unites them like brothers. And we're in the end of the match. That's how one-up from Sportybet works. Don't wait until the final whistle to celebrate victory. Get settled early with Sportybet. One-up. Winning is now that easy.
I remember it like it was yesterday. The game meant so much to us. Growing up, hungry for success, and our passion, no bounds. When the DSTV Discrete Challenge emerged, what a pivotal moment in South African football. It was as if the universe answered our prayers and gave us a platform to showcase our skills on and off the field.
Chain of flaps at him, falls at him. Glorioso Bocasi. Robin Williams to the middle of destructive ball. Desire Jackson. Look at me, he'll be flying down the way. Improvisation from the 18-year-old Alfonso Moreno with the goal already in this tournament. If I race, goes up. Butter powers the ball. Chance here for Pule.
This festive season, bring everyone together for the world's best football on DSTV. We've got plenty of goals to celebrate, so stay with us because it's definitely on. Be part of every game, every roar, right here on Supersport. Too much football? Never. On the world's best football package, DSTV Compact. It's on. Tinbit, official betting partner of Bafana Bafana.
Sides that know all about each other. They have faced each other in the opening match of this tournament in previous occasions, and they go at it again. There'll be nothing to choose between them as they look to, well, take the early advantage in Group B ahead of the later match featuring the Egyptians, of course, will be mentioned a little bit later on.
And for us, they will take on another Southern African side, Zimbabwe. Let's sprinkling of people that are in attendance, the usual suspects. South Africa's premier supporters of football. Gordon Silla is there, Macheke is there. And yes, there are a few other South Africans who have made it all the way to the northernmost part of the African continent. I'd like to welcome alongside me a legend of African football, a Black Stars legend.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
Let's bet on Africa. One expert.
Maybe it all starts here to end up there. Sure, for us, it rather starts here and finishes over there. But it also goes through here, doesn't it? But whether it's here or there, behind your screen, in the stands, or on the pitch, Orange is here, proudly supporting African football for over 15 years.
These jerseys aren't 100% polyester. They are 30% lessons learned the hard way, 50% hope, turning threads into memories, 20% triumphs trained and prayed for. This is Africa, 100% made of us.
South Africa have a winning record. Everyone dies to the floor of Angola. Tell you what, it is a corporate of noise inside this grandstand. The demarcation, the PA system laying out the theme song of the African Cup of Nations. Two sides lining up to make their way out onto the field. Two sides that made their debut on the African continent of the African Cup of Nations in the same year, back in 1996, when South Africa were host nation and they faced each other. South Africa did play Angola in that tournament, beating them and on their way to eventually lifting the trophy. So is this to be an omen of some sort? South Africa face Angola and beat Angola. Maybe they can go all the way this time around. It will be time to make perfect symmetry. It will be almost 30 years to the day since South Africa won it. It's quite remarkable that they've gone that long without winning this tournament. But it shows you how difficult it is to win this competition. Because as you know as well, the Black Stars have been won this tournament for a long time now. Yeah, it's very crucial for them to win this tournament. Since 1996, they haven't won their tournament, and the kind of squad they have a depth squad that can stand every country in Africa, and I think they need to do very well this time. The last time they won 2023 in Ivory Coast, they came 10 and they couldn't win it, but they have a depth of squad that they can do everything to win this tournament. But it all depends on how they will approach the games and how they will take the games very serious. They have a strong squad, a strong cohesion, because most of their players are from two strong clubs in South Africa, Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. And they have some quality players who plays outside South Africa as well, like Leila Foster, who plays for Burnley. They have a lot of squad as well, a lot of players as well, who plays in CSB in Romania, in Gazella, with a very good defender as well. So it will be very crucial for South Africa to go through the group stages, but it depends on what they will do on the pitch. As we pause for the singing of the national anthems.
national anthem of Angola. Avante, Angola. Angola, forward! Angola is a rallying call there for the nation of Angola. Our match referees in your picture there, led by Mr. Mahmoud Ismail from Sudan. And they're assisted by Mohamed Ibrahim also from Sudan. Our second assistant is Mr. Stephen Yembe from Kenya. And our fourth official, Peter Wawere, VAR official, is Mr. Jalal Gayed of Morocco. So all set for action there. Let's walk through the lineups of the two sides. I can tell you, South Africa from their last outing in a friendly international against Zambia have made 3 changes. Those changes in how thought I get a start. There's Aubrey Mudiba and Siamo Hangeza comes into the defenses out to Sambero. Gabini and Husnat is missing all out from the defense. So then, and we will take you through the lineup of Angola in a moment. There is their coach, a man who knows all about this, Mr. Omar, as the president of CAF is about to take up his seat. You can see warmly wrapped up, and it's cold out here. Crisp evening, let's call it that. Confirming our match officials, led by Mr. Mahmoud Ali, Mahmoud Ismail of Sudan. Captain of Angola is Freddie, and Robert Williams, captain South Africa, and his 58th appearance for his country. Abdullah Bread, the best goalkeeper in Africa for now. He ranked 9th in the world last 2 years, and we all know he reflects his, and when it comes to the penalty, he's the best right as well. There are VAR officials, Mr. Jalal and assisted by Zakaria and Prince of Morocco. So all set in, this is a lineup of the Angolan side out from their last friendly against Mozambique. They've made 3 changes with the skipper Alfredo Ribeiro, who goes by the name Freddy, coming back into the side along with the centre back Gaspar, based in Italy, and Toro Canero, who plays his football here in Morocco for the other side, Asfar or Esfar of Rabat. There is another 3 changes, also a change in goal where Hugo starts, Hugo Miguel Barreto, and begins a start ahead of Signore Dominic, who was a goal for that friendly against Mozambique, which was a convincing, comfortable win for the
Angolans against their Southern African rivals, of course, of the Lusophone country. Both sides having been former Portuguese colonies. So here comes the countdown then. The talk is over. We are underway. Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations Group B. It is South Africa in the gold shirts and green shorts, and with the Alangas Negras in the red shirts and black shorts. They're attacking the goals to the right of your picture, and immediately South Africa winning a free kick. It's a beautiful evening for football. As I said, from a spectator point of view, it's a crisp night. It's a bit on the chilly side, but it's perfect conditions for football. An amazing playing surface, it's going to be said. It's a hybrid picture you were explaining to me, Badu.
The pitch is absolutely very nice and everything, of course, and this is the place most of the footballers want to play. I was talking about Mboli. He's one of the midfielders, very good. And their last game against the local Blasters, he was the one who scored the goal in the 57th minute.
Indeed, it was. Of course, that was just a training match. No official caps were awarded for that game as well. Potter looks to put pressure on the big man, Sito Ruvumbo. Plays in Italy for Cagliari. Gomez knows all about the stage. Patrice Gomez, having been an assistant to Evernight, as they led Zambia to Angola to victory 2012 tournament. Of course, Badu will hold special memories for you as well for that cracker of a goal that you scored.
Absolutely, I scored that goal and was nominated for Puskas Awards.
Absolutely, and I think was eventually going to be voted the goal of the tournament. Do yourself a favor, go to YouTube if you haven't seen it. Badu's goal there, an absolute stunner. Nice throw, the man in your picture there, plays in Turkey, 20-year-old. Lovely younger players. They've got a nice mix of youth and experience in this Angolan side. South Africa, very young squad. 16 players will be making their debut in the Nations Cup in the squad. In big role, yes, the skipper Freddie floating one into the box. It's starting to clear the lines in the middle. Robert Williams has a few choice words for his defenders. As he was forced to make a catch that will give him some confidence early on.
He's a goalkeeper, we know his strength, and he can never allow him to go to his net.
Made history, of course, at the last Africa Cup of Nations. Did Robert Williams when he became the first player, the first goalkeeper to save 4 penalties in a penalty shootout.
Looking at the Angola setup, I think they are playing 3-5-2, but when they have the ball, they're hoping wide one. Without the ball, they defend with 5 players.
Well, Foster there, winning a free kick. Back to Begazeli Bolase, one of those debutants. His story is a most remarkable one. It was into his first full season at senior football level with Orlando Pirates, and was duly snapped up and is now going to be playing his football in the United States Major League Soccer with Chicago Fire. So well to hold off his marker. This man they call Yaya. It's taller. You can see from his physique why he gets that nickname Yaya. Yaya Toure. Not quite the height of Yaya Toure, but he's also physically imposing and tall. Because Yaya Toure is quite a tall man at 1.9 meters tall. The Ivorian legend. Modiba, a one of the changes to the side that played against Zambia in that friendly international. The ball over the top there. Nice touch from Morocco. It's a line first under control. Still a chance there. It's also the Palace raised up to it. But Angolans keeping it bay. It's a bright start from both sides here, having a go at each other. Turn from Lyle Foster. Crowder. Going on the overlap to his right. Nice stuff here from Afana Mafana. The ball around nicely. Aubrey Mutiba. Not quite what he intended as in terms of the recovery of Sipon Bule. That was also in the Palace. They could hit it first time. They went to a timely challenge. They call him Show. That was a good block. So South Africa have started the game very well, possessing the ball very well, and they are very calm on the ball, and they are doing a lot of positional changes in the middle as well. It's really helping them. It's been a lot of rain around these parts and around Marrakesh in the last 2 weeks, but it rained overnight as well, but haven't had any rain today, thank goodness. And there isn't any rain forecast, so as I said, conditions absolutely perfect for football.
Absolutely, the weather is really nice, and everything else, of course, in Marrakesh.
You can hear some of the fans there chanting the VAR. There might be, I think, referees sharing a lighter moment, a big landmark match for him as well. Match number 50 for Hugo Bruce in charge of South Africa, and what a spell it has been for the great man. Currently, Bafana on a run of 26 matches unbeaten. That is remarkable at any level.
Unbelievable. The coach have done a tremendous job. This is third African Cup of Nations. He won the cup with Cameroon 2017. Took South Africa to 10th place in last Afcon, and he's here now.
And in fact, interestingly, in his comments in the build-up to the tournament, he rates his work with South Africa as even bigger and more of an achievement than what he did with Cameroon, even though he won the ultimate prize with Cameroon. But I think he talks of where he took the side, where the side was when he took over.
If a coach of his caliber can go to the Afcon and obviously qualify the nation to World Cup as well, I think they have done a tremendous job.
Williams forcing to the save there. Not much power behind the header. We're talking, okay, there seems to some problems with the equipment there of the officials. It's a small band of South African supporters in the ground, but they're making some noise. If you can get yourself out to Morocco, do yourself a favor. There really is something. It's a magnificent country from a tourist point of view, but also they've really pulled out all the stops to host this nation. Magnificent stadium that have been put up for this event, including this one here in Marrakesh, the Khan Stad, Marrakesh. We're back underway then. So the technical issues sorted out. Mokoena having his first sighted goal. We know what he's capable of from this sort of range, and he didn't need a second invitation. Didn't quite wrap his boot around it.
I'm not surprised. That's his trademark. He's an expert in long range and expert in free kicks as well. So I'm not surprised of what he has done right now.
Mokoena making his 46th appearance here, and looking forward to his 10th goal. What a special night it is for the little town of Bethlehem, with Luku to be more precise, as they see their sons, Tebo Mokoena and Sipon Bule, lining up for the national team. What a story of redemption it has been for that man who's just in your picture, Sipon Bule, written off by many was released by his club in the South African Players Premier Soccer League last season, and was duly snapped up as a free agent by Orlando Pirates. Look at him now. Now, see what Angola came to, twisting one way or the other. It's a man of football. Freddy, the skipper, goes down and loses possession. Now couldn't keep that one in play. Free kick goes away off South Africa. 10 minutes gone, and still no goals, but there's been action at both ends. Looking ball out wide there for Potter to chase. From Oswald Collins there. Potter, very nearly got the better of the man with a little drop on the shoulder there. Moves it in towards Lyle Foster. And then full stretches over Miguel Barreto.
He's a striker who has the strength and he positioned himself very well. Well, that was a great save for Hugo Marcus.
To touch. Should be really throw in for South Africa, quickly taken. Bolazi. He's got Mudiba to his left. It's time to put his foot down. Contact touches it back. South Africa's record in their opening matches at Afcon reads they've won just 3 of their 11 opening matches at this tournament. This is their 12th appearance at the main table of African football. While Angola are making their 10th appearance. Remember, both countries, both nations made their debut at the same tournament back in 1996. Of course, on their way to winning the ultimate prize, South Africa beat your beloved Black Stars. Badu, sorry to remind you. Now, the big man, strong, physically built man from plays for Cagliari. He's 21 years old, one of the younger players in this Palancas Negras side. Floated in there. Brimotima lets it go. Riskily, but no whether he was even aware that the football was behind him. The wrestling his way past this man.
That was a very good defensive work. Football is a player who has pace, skills, and is creative. And have the body type that can receive all the bullets from defenders as well.
This time just a little bit over enthusiastic. And towards the foul. This gives away the free kick. Sportsmanship. The sportsmanship been taken to the extreme with a little kiss from the back of the head for his teammate. Freddy working it wide to Zola. Again. Picked up on the shot right inside the by Mata. Freddy on the volley and then Robert Williams produces a brilliant save. Fabulous strike by this Angolan's captain. Bafana look to hit on the break here on the counter. Lyle Foster isolated and also showed too much of it to the defender there.
Fantastic shot, fantastic steals.
Take a look at this. Great football all around. Wonderful technique. Did everything right there, Freddie.
I think he did what he can do. The ball was on his left foot. That's not a strong leg, and he did what he can do. And it was a great save from the Blacks. He loved to save balls like this. And Angola is the best goalkeeper in Africa right now.
Switching in play. Picks out Mudiba. The pass just a little bit too heavy for Ozuna-Paulus. But Stoller puts in a boot there to win possession back. These are shots on target. 2-1. And volley from Freddie. Captain on the side. Doesn't score a great many goals. He's a defensive midfielder. Just 3. And he is 16 previous appearances for his country. At the back here now to Angola, switching it up. Searching ball, but it's put it over now that gets it first balls for Freddie. Now intervenes again. South Africa have now failed to win their opening game in the last 6 African Cup of Nations appearances. Drawn 2 and lost 4 in that time. Last time they won an opening day game was back in 2004. They beat Benin by 2-0. Benin, who are at this tournament, will be amongst the 4 nations and we're looking for their first ever win at a Nations Cup. Show. This man, your picture playing his 50th. Making his 50th appearance for his country. This is club football in Turkey for Alanya Spor.
Both teams are very tactical and no one wants to make a mistake, so the tempo of the game is a bit slow.
It's the nature of the opening games at the Nations Cup or any tournament really is that you want to win it. Paulus just stepped there momentarily to look to turn this man inside out. So you want to win your opening match, but if you can't do that, you don't want to lose. So that's why they can be rather cagey, afraid. And I don't think South Africa will be overly worried by that record that I just mentioned, because last time out, they lost their opening game and they proceeded to go all the way to the semi-finals and went on to win bronze, of course. Having lost out to bitter rivals, Nigeria. I'm not sure which rivalry is bigger, that between South Africa and Nigeria, or between the Super Eagles and the Black Stars.
I'll go for Super Eagles and Black Stars. The rivalry is not only about football, it's about the Jollof as well.
Yeah, the Jollof Derby. And of course, it is a rivalry that it's a much older rivalry than that between South Africa and Nigeria. So, back to Hugo match and who played his football in South Africa at a time. Set out the books of Cape Town City. Very experienced goalkeeper. On the turn, Bullen working it wide to Mohamed Porter. One Pirates player to a former Pirates player. And the Pirates do incidentally have the highest number of players from any club at this Nations Cup of 9 contributions. Very impressive. Well, that South Africa is fielded as one of majority players who are based in their domestic league, which is a major. This will be a chance here for Foster. Leaves it for Torres. Scores! And Bafana up and running at Afcon 2025. Oswin Torres with his 6th goal for his country. Puts it beyond the reach of Hugo Marx. And that's the perfect start for South Africa. 20 minutes on the clock.
Are we surprised? No, absolutely I'm not surprised. He's a star player in the game. Throughout the qualifiers, he have to score 6 goals, and he scored 2 goals in the qualifier as well. So, such players, when you give them an opportunity like this, they will punish you.
Have a look at it again here. Switching from right to left.
Brilliant control from Bullen. And he missed the touch one and left the ball for opponents, and obviously you cannot give him a chance like this. He have limited chance and he put a wide net. Great goal.
And then great work as well from Lyle Foster to get out the way there and allow opponents to have a shot on goal. Oswald Apolloson up and running at Afcon 2025. And at the other end, Angola.
Yeah, they nearly scored and that was a teasing ball inside the box of South Africa, and the defender is very well put the ball in the corner.
We've got a corner here, they're lining up. It's Sito Luvumbo. They look to try and get level immediately. Ronald Williams makes the call. And they claims that one with some ease. Now, this should make things very interesting. It'll open the game up. Because it's already been a fairly open game. I think they will want to get back on level terms on Angola. Again, I remind you, never have Angola beaten South Africa at a Nations Cup. But also Angola have a track record of not losing their opening matches in the past. As Apollos was muscled off the ball there, illegally so. Last time these sides faced each other at a Nations Cup was in 2013 at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in South Africa. Remember they hosted that tournament as basically the replacement hosts. Apollos was looking to play in, but I'm asking a little bit too much there. Last meeting between these two sides in the 2013 tournament was a 2-0 win for South Africa with goals from Sebo Hassanwedi and Lesono Ramatoro. How do the Palancas Negras this one now? Now, free kick. That was a late challenge on Mokwena by Freddy. Skip over both. It's late and then he drags his start on the the Achilles tendon there of where that will hurt. That hurts. The Boko Bakwela, Zitolia, and Footballer has been doing a wonderful job for South African national team. 25 minutes into it. 25th minute we are now. Also Nepal is making the breakthrough. All the way back to Ronald Williams, who's made a couple of great saves to keep South Africa in it. So still this game is still a lot to go, a long way to go in this game. Angola very much in it. There's a couple of great saves that have kept South Africa, or at least have avoided Angola taking the lead in this game. Trying to set something up now rather than that with Joel Carneiro operating on the left-hand side. This time on Madira. Patrice Omer. Well, he is to now find a way back, to plot a way back into this game for his side. Won't panic yet, I'm certain. He's looking the foul count there. Having a yellow card is hitting again. Slide inside the Mata on the ball. Trying to whip one in. Comes to Mata again. Mata changing passes with his skipper. Torcanero. Patient in their build-up now as South Africa getting men behind the ball and they're out of position. It's just the last touch came off the that's a corner. South Africa is doing very well with that the ball, very well. Angola wants to play through the fast catching pushes inside the box. The football lining up the corner. So the referee has to intervene there with a little bit of argy-bargy in the box. It's Angola now, look to try and to a level from the set piece. Skipper Freddy's ending it up. It was a powerful header and another brilliant reflex save from Ronald Williams. Fantastic stuff from South Africa's number one, who is certainly in the mood tonight. It's yet another save. That was a teasing cross from Freddie, and the header was fantastic, but that's for sure. Ronald Williams will not allow you to make such great goals like this. He did very well, like saying the wall. The signs are there. The signs are there that his side are still in it. As I said, Omer will be panicking. Most effective clearance from Gezana, but gets it away nonetheless. Now, two stewards could be dangerous. We're backing off. We're backing off that no football. Squeezes shot through there. Powerful runner with the ball.
There was communication between him and his striker as well.
Half an hour gone here at the grandstand. The Marrakesh. It is South Africa that lead by a goal to nil. Oswald Palace in the 21st minute. And notching up his 6th career goal. Or at least the 6th Bafana goal. 6th international strike for Palace. This is promising again from the Malagas Negras. And a crucial touch there to take the ball away from the head of Zola.
Good play from Angola. Muvungo and Freddy has been doing all the work. 1v1, 2v1. And they get a good cross. Unfortunately, they couldn't score.
Both these nations, of course, qualified for the undefeated. Very impressive qualifying campaigns. As they come back here into Angola, South Africa clear their lines yet again. Freely to Okanero. Looking in wide to Dala. I haven't seen much of Francisco Dala as a dangerous runner with the ball. Kick is good, and it's a first yellow of the game. The referee has kept his cards in his pockets up to now, but this was a bridge too far, hand to the face. The rules are very clear these days. Can't do that. And that missed the first yellow card there.
That was a foul. The hand was a bit up and straight into the face. Yellow card.
So first caution of the game goes the way of Angola's Cho Candelo. The wing back. Ronan Williams. Long to put his over down, looking for Madal at Canero, to Canero. Regazelli Moraz. That man from Fufu, where I know this was Natal. Sure at times has to pinch himself and to realize what has become of his career. Of course, he needed a bit of pinching from his coach, Ugo Bruch, in the build-up to this Nations Cup run for arriving late in camp and himself into a bit of hot water there.
Jacinda is gradually warming himself into the game and is doing wonders for Angola for now. 1v1 is that pace, it's quite a lot of goals, and they would need him in his best.
Has been kept quiet thus far in the game. Dala, but Gezana needs to be careful there.
It's a dangerous tackle.
That's lucky not to be booked there. So Gezana. Just a over. 10 minutes to go to the break here. Angola once again probing, looking to get back on level terms. They haven't let that goal get to them. They've continued to play their game. They've remained very positive. See what they can do from the set piece whip front. India! Oh, what a goal! Oh, magnificent goal! And this time, Rodman Williams is beaten. You can't say it hasn't been coming. I was just saying, Angola have not stopped playing, and they've been rewarded. We are back level playing. The intensity after the South African goal has been very good for them. They keep playing. They have a strong mentality, and that was a decent cross from Fred here. Obviously, that was a great hit from Lumongo. When you give me a chance like this, Lumongo, you just score a great goal like this. That is absolutely wonderful skill from Lumongo. Look at that. Just this little flick of the heel there. And a magnificent goal to draw a level. It's actually that man Shaw that will get the credit for that one, I believe. We'll confirm that in a second. That was a great touch. It is Shaw on his 50th appearance. What a way to celebrate half a century with his second goal for his country. And it's no less than Angola deserve. I think they deserve it. After the South African squad, they keep playing. They have strong mentality. They never change their style of play. And most of their star players came in the game and they got the equalizer. Game on, as they would say. So 10 minutes to go here. We're back level playing. Reminder that I mentioned that Angola have lost an opening game at the Nations Cup before. Now, time that I'm going to qualify for the Nations Cup in North Africa. Having played in Egypt in 2006 and in 2019. But they were eliminated in the group stages of both those tournaments. They reached the quarterfinals of the last edition of the Nations Cup in Cote d'Ivoire. Look at this again in football. Looking to have one up to the back post, overcooked celebrate. Torcanero. Offside. I think the ball had gone over the dead ball line. It had gone out of play and back in here from the football. Yeah, it was out of play. And I was out of play. Peter Mofuso is having problems with Ogondo on the left side, and he needs to take off it very well. Else he will put him in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he is getting the better of him now. He's looking football physically. He's winning that the physical battle. Game we have here. It's been an entertaining game and characteristically open for an opening day, an opening match in the group. Look at the shots on target there. As I said, just rewards for Angola. Ronald Williams had kept South Africa in the game, but he was eventually beaten by a really good strike from a defensive player. First there was Ashbar. Those long legs. Apollos. It's a good defending there from Clinton Mata. I did well there, Clinton Mata. Wins the free kick as well, just to relieve the pressure as well. Kalonga Kasper has been doing well, provide stability and experience in defense for the Angola national team. It's a brilliant, solid, absolutely brilliant. And he's a star score a lot of goals like this. There's the element show plays for Kocaeli Spor in Turkey. That goal will also give them a heap of confidence. Not that they were short of confidence, Angola here. They have shown that they're not certainly not going to be pushovers here. Patrice Gomez said in the middle of the game that while they respect South Africa, they certainly do not fear South Africa. I think South Africa would have come into this one as slight favourites. 5 minutes to go to the break. They were begging. There have been 6 draws in the previous 19 matches between these two sides. And we're going to have another yellow card here. And I think it's everybody by getting a bit desperate there and ending up fouling the football and tempers fraying a little bit.
Football is giving him a headache on the side, and he needs to be very calm as a defender. The first one, get yellow card like this. He put a lot of pressure on you, and he needs to be very calm. Football is a player that you cannot just give him a bit of chance, else he will punish you.
Yeah, that was naughty from Mokwena. Didn't really need to do that. Was told that was there, came out to help out, but a little bit over physical there. I say, Patrice Gomez's approach is such he's one of the gentlemen of the game, I'm going to say, Gomez. There's a lot of experience on the continent. Mujiba becomes the first South African player into the book. So one yellow card apiece now.
Another good free kick in a good angle.
Let's see what Freddie will do. Similar position, but on the opposite end, the mirror image of the one that led to the opening goal. It's a skipper lining it up here to the back post. But Dingueza not got up well there. Danger not gone. It's another set piece by a corner.
Angola is doing absolutely very well when it comes to set pieces.
They have looked dangerous. At set piece time every Palancas Negras. Bruce and Herman Canada have something to do with how we take things around at half time, especially down that left-hand side of defense, where everybody was having a torrid time against the football. Appeals there for a handball. It was outside of the box, so VAR would get involved in that one. Reminder that we do have VAR in effect here. See, it was well outside of it. It was a handball, but wasn't called. Not sure.
I think the referee got it right.
Felt the ball was too close to the player for him to get his hand out of the way. So it was almost like the handball.
Another set pieces as the captain Freddie's almost want to take it.
See what they do from the corner then. Freddie again. Oh! It's quality ball. Quality ball there. Just too close to Ronald Williams.
Yes, too close and he grabbed it comfortably.
It's just a little bit too high. We wanted it a bit flatter. So that the big man can attack it. Joe Canero puts it out. The back there. He plays his football here in Morocco, so a familiar face to the neutrals in the venue this evening. Well, I say, good idea, good idea. Let's see what he wanted to do with that one, but just not went ready for the pass there. Quarter. He switched to this left-hand side now. He swapped places with Osman Apollos, who's gone across to the right-hand side. Just to give the defender something different to think about as we approaching to get into stoppage time at the end of this first half. Looking to the fourth official, who's just indicated we'll have a minimum of 5 minutes. Mr. Kamaku from Kenya has indicated minimum 5 minutes to be added at the end of this first. As Freyus heading towards his own goal. Started with the foul. There's our goal scorer that's fouled there.
Hugo Bruce has seen Hugo is given a hectic time by the flanks, so he has withdrawn Bezala compared to the rest so that he can have time to help him to recover very well.
It's going to be a dangerous situation. Good work there. Good recovery, good cover. Covering from down. Almost hurt himself there as well. As his momentum carried through into those advertising hoardings. And he's given away another corner though. So yet another set piece for Bafana to defend Angola. Definitely ending this half stronger. As Ronald Williams has some strong words there. And it comes, see that under the crossbar. Goes through to Anders, Ronald Williams looking for Carter. McQueen. They're away by Gaspar. The Lecce man was paid every minute of every game for Lecce in Serie A. Gets up. Did well to get the free kick there. And it's Zola. Someone penalized. It's actually he gets lucky there. There is a bit of a lucky call for Geza.
Yeah, very lucky.
It's really a foul. Let's come back to the left-hand side now. Oh, that's another loose challenge there. This is problematic now. Another yellow card. And for the position that he plays in, Slaston is going to have to be very careful. I was late on show there.
Yeah, Sifole is seated on the line. Medford, Portugal. Going too hard and the referee's a yellow card.
They're not get away with that one. Just a late challenge. Definitely it's Angola that are finishing this half stronger. I did say that they did show that they were not panicked by the early setback. They're conceding the first goal. They kept playing their football and kept asking questions. And in fact, as I saw the stats there, they've had more shots on target in the first half.
Yesterday at the press conference, the coach said Stars doesn't play football. Yeah, the pitch will decide today. And absolutely that is what is happening.
This was the opener. Brilliantly taken goal. They're sneaking in there, just putting it beyond the reach of the keeper. But there's two excellent goals in this first half. That's a quality strike on his 50th appearance there. Putting on a show. Manuel Kafumana. to the last 30 seconds then of the minimum 5 added. This Mufumbo again, looking to trouble, terrorize. They will all bring with him. Big throw and taken with him. It's been a bit physical at times in the first half. That's why we had 3 yellow cards. Dangerous tackle from behind. And the referee takes a leading view of it this time. I can see why. I think it was really there's a foul, but not a yellow card. Offense. So 5 minutes is up now. The whistle, there it is. The whistle from Mr. Mapludi Ismail to end a very entertaining first half of football in this Group B. The clash between South Africa and Angola. South Africa out of the blocks quickest. Through Osman Apollos getting registered in the first goal, but Angola, it's Angola that have been more dominant in terms of chance created. The fact that not for the brilliance of Robert Williams, Angola should be going in at the break in the league. Half time it is at the Dawn Stade in Marrakesh. It's South Africa 1, Angola 1.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
Power your moment. Techno, the global partner of Afcon 2025.
In the heart of every champion lies a journey, one of resilience, passion, and dedication. It's a journey that starts as a dream and is fueled by ambition. A journey made of a relentless pursuit of greatness. And greatness isn't given, it's earned. With every challenge, goal, and celebration, it's a journey that inspires generations. And one that proves that we are made of more. 10Bet, official betting partner of What
How long have you been doing this? 15 years now. 15 years. You can go again. Anytime. On what time is it?
I'll make a drink for you.
Recharge at 25 Rand or more. Sign up or upgrade and tap to win your share of 400 million Rands in exciting prizes. Plus 1 of 5 Toyota Starlets for the best summer ever. Dial star 180 hash to opt in. T's and C's apply. Telkom. Possible begins here.
Mom, did you know that some foods are really good for you? Like Only Nutriday has 11 vitamins and zinc and life cultures. Exactly. So they like superheroes for our tummy, supporting good gut bacteria. They said I should have 2 a day. I'll have another one too.
Only in Nutriday is this deliciously good for the whole family. Nutriday, proud sponsor of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025. Now in a new look.
All the energy of African football with Total Energies.
Tinbit, official betting partner of Bafana Bafana.
So there we are, 2 goals in that opening 45 minutes. It is 1-1 between the Bafana and Angola. That so far is the story of Group B at Africa's biggest family meeting. The Africa Cup of Nations is live here on the World of Champions, and we do hope you're enjoying all that action, because we certainly are enjoying the goals coming our way from Morocco. A fascinating fixture. Many question marks on who will go on and actually pick maximum points in here. The Bafana taking the lead, 20 minutes on the clock. Oswin, Regan, Apolis, the story of the day. Sean Bartlett across into the area, 2 extra touches before the South African goal.
Yeah, I think this is the start that South Africa wanted, and I think there was a previous occasion where Lau also miscontrolled and Osman came in, but that extra touches helped him set up the goal, because it just gave him a little bit of awareness also where exactly Marx was in the goal. So catching Marx at the near post, striking him with the inside of the foot, keeping it very low. Marx is a big keeper, so it's a little bit more difficult to get down.
Yeah, Bongani, I wonder who you put the blame on. Is it the brilliance of South Africa's attack, or is it the laxity in that Angola defense?
No, I think, credit to the South Africans. I think Bronsi started very well in terms of retaining possession, moving the ball around. And when the chance presented itself in the final third, with a compact sort of back 5, crosses down the sides and be effective. Not necessarily the first or the second touch, but Hollis coming in late, which is what you expect from your wingers, proves profitable.
Daniel, I wonder what you make of that first half. I look at those statistics, more possession for South Africa, but more shots on target for Angola.
Yeah, because you see, Bafana started very well, and taking the game to Angola, but Angola was able to adjust quickly after they conceded the goal. They come out in their numbers because actually they have to crowd at the midfield, so that gives them opportunity to play from the line, and gives them, you can say from this angle, it gives them opportunity to play from the line, so they take the ball to the wing and try to cross the ball in. I think one thing Bafana need to do very well is how to deal with those crosses to help them not to concede.
Yeah, Ronald Williams having to work extra time, but Sean, in the end, a brilliant one from Manuel Shaw.
Yeah, when you're going to give free kicks away in your own final third, it's going to be always very tricky. And the way we defended, generally there should be one in front, isn't it, Bongani? In that near post, you want a player in front to be that cover, and there's nobody there, and Lal obviously just gets a little bit late, but it's a well-taken free kick.
I think there's a common trend with all these chances that Angola has had, and that's a lack of sharpness. I think we know obviously it's been documented in terms of South Africa arriving late. That sometimes does have an effect, because obviously you feel it 2 days later. It's not an excuse, but it's something to just look at as the game pans out, how the legs are. It'll be a fight to get a result here today. draw is not the worst case scenario for us.
All right, Bongani, Sean and Daniel, thank you very much for those goals. Africa, you're not in the second half. Men have to money, and I get no Angola, no more period. But you're more, and on your point, Satu, Africa Cup of Nations, live on your World of Champions. Good super sport, a big second half. We shall be back when the final whistle is finally gone.
Rooted in culture, driven by connection. These stories flow between continents, leading a new generation of talent and opportunity. Africa and Europe, together we rise.
With the game still deadlocked, it's time for something new. Let's light it up.
They're coming. Coming! They're coming. Coming! Come on! Yes! Yes! Check the ball! Whoa!
Get back.
Let's back our team in Dakar 2026.
Maybe we could have scored left there.
Huh? That's the whole there, isn't it?
When you fly Emirates, your holiday isn't over until your flight is over.
Many we've been doing this. 15 years now. 15 years. We can go again. Anytime. One more time.
I'll make a drink for you.
Tidbit, official betting partner of Black Panther Final. Rooted in culture, driven by connection. These stories flow between continents, leading a new generation of talent and opportunity. Africa and Europe,
you back to the Grand Stade de Marrakesh for the second half of this match in Group B between these two Southern African nations that are locked at 1-1 going into the second half. Very little to choose between the two sides. Well, two sides here. Well, from a South African point of view, they haven't won an opening game at the Nations Cup since 2004, and for the Angolans, they also have had a long wait to win their opening match. So something's going to give here this evening, but it's the Angolans that look stronger. They finished the first half stronger and certainly looked more dangerous. As we welcome you back, we can see them. South Africa have made a change, bringing on yet another player making his tournament debut. Tsepa Moremi is a player that has been introduced. He is an attacker who will be wide on the wings there. And I wonder what, but I'm going to get your thoughts on the change and what Emmanuel Padu is alongside me, by the way, former Ghana international. As we get back underway, Sapalangas Negras, Angola, in the red shirts. If you've just joined us, red shirts and black shorts here attacking the goals left on your picture. And just that one change then to report at the break, as you were for Angola from the first half. Right, so let me get your thoughts then on the change that's been made by Hugo Bruce. We'll get your thoughts on that one in a moment. South Africa, again, look to start on the front foot. They started off well in the first half and managed to get themselves ahead in that game. In the game, through an Oswin Apollo's game, a goal, but to a peg back. And Angola would have been Freddie doing some excellent work, it must be said, in midfield, and also being the provider of the crosses and the set pieces, including the one that led to the goal. You will claim an assist for that one. What would have been your instructions if you were in the shoes of both coaches? As he's made the change, let's first talk about Hugo Bruce. He's taken off in quarter. He wasn't seeing much action down that right-hand side, even switched sometimes to the left. So he's brought on a similar type of player to replace him. What is thinking?
I think he was thinking that he needed an offensive midfielder and someone who can defend as well, because Angola have taken the midfield and they are struggling to contain their midfield as well.
Well, there could be a chance here. The cutback. Well, Sipho Mpule opting for the cutback rather than go for himself. I thought the shot was on for him to have a goal, but he chose the cutback. What do you think of the options there?
The experienced goalkeeper like him who go backwards cutback is kind of a mistake.
Live. South Africa and Angola have played 2 draws in the past, and that was both in opening matches of the tournament when they faced each other. Angola went unbeaten in the opening 4 matches of the last tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. I thought he might have been in trouble himself there with that, as he tried to reach that ball and got away from it. That's why you can see Bomel is disappointed that the call has gone against his side.
That was a dangerous tackle for Angola.
He got the ball. It seemed like a 50-50 to me, but he caught seemed to catch the man as well. He claims he got the ball.
But after watching the review, I think he got the ball first before he came there.
I think that's why Patrice Bomel was not happy with the call. It's a great ball out wide then. Remy Here they go again. Oh, there is a dangerous man from football. He overran it. In fact, it was Nzola on the right-hand side who overran the ball there.
Of course, he has Pessoa body type, very strong. Pace and ability to score goals are very strong as well.
The referee also stamping his authority on the game, having words with Foster. Both sets of supporters are making a bit of noise. It's not a big crowd inside of the grand stand, the Marrakesh, but they're certainly being entertained. Nice pass from Angola back in the path of, let's say, the defensive work from Gaspar Boulet. Shot there! And it's Diego Mukwena, who was the top scorer in the qualifiers, so 3 goals.
Not surprising. He's a trademark. That's his trademark. If he got the ball well.
Again, looking to sneak it into the near post of Hugo Marx.
South Africa is pressing them now to play a long ball. They are going on them 1v1 as well.
So we saw the press being applied to such great effect by the host nation, Morocco, last night in their opening game, but they won possession, turnover possession, and they punished their opponents suitably. What an introduction! That's just the kind of thing a coach loves when a sub makes an immediate impact.
6 minutes into the game, he made such a great impact in the game. He got the ball well, a couple of shots, and Marquez cannot do anything about this goal. That was a great goal, absolutely brilliant.
Excellent stuff from Sepa Morebi. And he is giving South Africa, put South Africa back in front. No chance. It was too late. The ball was well past him by the time Hugo Marx made the dive. And South Africa are back in front. What a game. What a game this is turning out to be.
We will have huge impact in the game. 6 minutes coming in the game. By the ball started from the striker. He did very well. Kevin Demago de la Foster. Play 1-2 with Bole, and Bole give a penetration pass. He control one and have a shot with the left foot. Absolutely great.
His first goal then for his country. Tepa Maremi in his 5th appearance. 6th appearance for country. It looks like there might be a VAR check done. It says, just step in with us because we are not immediately aware, we're not made aware. When the ideas of VAR check,
I think the Foster was coming from the offside. Lela Foster was coming from offside. That was the referee got his back.
The goal stands. No, the goal is chopped off. I beg your pardon. The goal is chopped off. Niall Foster deemed to have been offside. So VAR intervening to the rescue of Angola. So South Africa must do it all again.
Yes, it was complete outside. The first time the Belgian striker was coming from the outside position before he controlled the ball.
Chris. A disappointment for Tepa Maremi, who thought he had made an immediate impact in the game here. I'd love to have a look at that one again to see the challenges that have gone in and been really physical. For some reason, it's talk and error that came out the worst from that one. I hope we get another look at that call, that offside call.
For what I saw, it was absolutely offside. It was coming from the outside position.
On the field, by the way, it's a because of Alcorta being withdrawn, but he still came on for Alcorta. Now, at the other end, more of the same from what we saw in the first half, end-to-end stuff here. Like a bit of a basketball game that we're watching here.
Such a great ball from Freddie, but I think the last to have gone with his left foot to control the ball before. He wanted to go with the right foot.
Freddie has had an amazing game. He's been involved in just about everything. And here comes South Africa now. Mule keeps the ball very well. Mutiba rather. And look at that, Freddie intercepting that one. What a game the skipper is having. Leading by example.
That was great interception from Freddie. He's running up and down. He's helping the strikers and he's coming back to help the defenders as well. Great player. Good player today. And obviously he's the captain and he needs to show leadership.
He's definitely putting a captain's shift there. There's Freddie. He's also in Turkey. Confirmation of the score 10 minutes into the second half. South Africa momentarily thought they had retaken the lead. A goal choked off after a VAR check. And found Nile Foster had been offside in the move. Football again. That is quite a player, this Liverpool. Been a handful for down the left-hand side of South Africa's defense.
I'm loving the midfield battle between Maestro Mwanza, Alfredo Ribeiro, and Shaw. They're doing a great job against Tibora Makwela, Sifo Mugwela, and Sito.
This is without still letting it back to Gezan. Bolas. Still anyone's game, this one. Rizzo down. Also when Apollos gets onto it. Good work from Murdau to keep it alive. Sole. Good stuff here from the Bogazi. He can shoot! And he can shoot well! Oh! What a strike! Denied by the crossbar. He backed himself. We've seen him score screamers in the South African Premier Soccer League. Score from it even further than that. So he's got what it takes, and he saw it open up in front of him. And he wasn't looking for a second invitation. Look at that. Oh!
That was a beautiful strike from Bogazi, and like you said, he's one of his trademark as well.
So unlucky,
but he did very well, and they should keep going like this. I think Angola gave him too much space.
Yes.
You can't give a player who have such great short space like this.
And there's a Bogazi yet to open his account for his country. Bule. Oswinapolis. And we got the opening goal of the game. Timo Mugwe. Looking now, works up Timo Mugwe has done very well to draw the foul. It's so difficult to dispossess when he's on the ball, and that's why Shaw had to foul him. Beautiful control, beautiful shot. That was a strike from Bogdan. Absolutely fantastic shot. Well, that was just a warning. How close was that? This is the build-up to the goal that was disallowed. See, Lyle Foster was in an offside position. Disappointment for Zimbabwe. We thought he had his first. His first at the Nations Cup. What a stage to get your first. Well, that would have been if it were allowed. As we hit the hour mark now, South Africa now with a chance from a set piece. This isn't winner territory. This is the kind of opportunity he relishes. Tricky if got. I see Oswinapolis is also there. But I think this is going to be the winner all the way. See, there's a big wall in front of him. It's going to be a wonderful technique to get it over the wall and beyond the keeper. But he's done it before. There he goes, Timo Mugwe into the wall. The wall does its job. Slightly disappointing. This time we didn't get the best from See the free kicks to a piece. And we've had a goal from a set piece. That's how the equalizer came. So Angola looking to continue where they left off in the last Nations Cup. As I said, they went on a run where they were unbeaten in their first 4 matches in the last edition of the tournament. It was the first time that they'd won 3 successive matches at an African Cup of Nations. I think this first half, South Africa have started the first half very well. They are possessing them very well. They are moving very well. And they are creating chances as well. But the only opening game win for Angola came back in 2012 against Burkina Faso. That was a tournament where Patrice Omel and Bernard guided Zambia to the trophy. But Wallace puts someone down, it's done well. Is that a penalty? Surely VAR will take a look. It looked like there was contact, but VAR will have a look as Angola go on field. And there will be a VAR check. It's going to stop play here. As the football's gone down into the meantime. As Mudau at the other end, maybe trying to make the point that he was fouled. There was 1-2 with a police. He controlled the dribble one and was pushed into the box. I think it was a bit soft. It's shoulder to shoulder, you'd say. Is it a foul? I would not say shoulder to shoulder, but I think he lost the ball here. And the defender of Angola just giving a bit of strength. And well, I think the VAR is looking at the wrong thing now. It's a penalty on the other end, or at least a penalty shout that we want to get a look at. There's Dr. Patrice, there's 2 Dr. Mutsipes there. Dr. Patrice Mutsipe, the president of CAF, and Dr. Precious Mutsipe, and his Mrs. Mutsipe. I don't think it was a penalty, it was a soft foul. I think my argument would have been a very soft one if it were given. It just seemed like it was more of a physical stuff. Shoulder to shoulder. The crowd across there on the bench has been a number one cheerleader there. He's been shouting encouragement to his teammates. Take a look at it again.
Beautiful, beautiful driven. Beat him 1-2. No, it's too soft.
Well, you got the VAR look. And it's, I think that Chris Munda was waiting for the contact. And he's back on his feet, by the way.
The referee got it right.
Waiting to get back on the field is Munda. And he wants to get on before the set piece is taken. Freddie goes short this time. I said, this guy's pass there. Now, stopping his tracks. There's a dollar. Apollos. Couldn't get the pass away now. Freddie. There could be problems here for South Africa. Is he teeing up at the top? It was hit with fury by Maestro. Antonio Mwanza, the only midfielder.
At first it was a well-worked free kick, I think, from Freddie Knowles. They didn't get the cross very well.
And did you see that again? Freddie winning the ball again in midfield.
Freddie today has been very instrumental in their team. He's running everywhere, helping the team, searching for it and coming back to defend as well. That was a great shot from Maestro, the number 8, but it was intercepted by a South African defender.
And of course, Freddie is also on set piece duty. The referee with some stern words, laying down the law. Corner. 24 minutes to go. What a game we've had here. The opening match in Group B has certainly delivered entertainment. Surprisingly open game. Freddie. Confirmation of the scoreline. Madal makes the case that he got the ball. The referee didn't like the challenge coming in from behind.
That was
I didn't get the ball at all.
No, he didn't. That was quick. He had pace. He's very good on the ball. He dribbled very well at it. Blocking from the back.
Now, let's see what they can come up with. It's Freddie again. Away by Bolasi. Interesting header there from Maestro. All over the top. Oh, beautiful touch to control. But Sullivan, he was offside. Was offside, but nice idea from Clinton Mata with the ball over the top.
That was a beautiful overrun, Clinton.
You can see at least two of them offside.
Mbala and Zola, but it was offside.
Wonderful tackle. Zola. Gezana. Showing good strength. Beating Gezana and drawing the foul.
Gezana is a player who I've played with, who was coached with by John Pencil when he was in South Africa. The assistant coach of the national team last class.
That's actually, there was a Kaiser Chiefs in Gezana. but actually started as a development player at the Kaiser Chiefs' big rivals Orlando Pirates, where he played as a striker. Interestingly enough, he was a player who would pop up with some important goals for Kaiser Chiefs when he was there. These days, playing in Romania, I know he's done excellent work.
I'm not surprised why he's a good pass out the ball.
Cut back there from Modao. A risky challenge diving in there was a tall Canero. At least he got the ball. And it's always risky when you dive in like that in the box. If you mistime it, it's a penalty. Corner.
Excellent interception there from Gustavo Jonathan.
Nervous moments now as we are into the last 20 minutes of the game. Angola have avoided defeat in their last 6 Afcon games they were involved. Let's have a look at this. Mbagazi got onto it, but no real power to trouble Marks. So they were involved in 2010. Angola were involved in a 4-all draw against Mali, a game in which they were 4-0 up. Asking for the yellow card there.
That was a foul. And they didn't get the ball, get the foot on the play.
Skipper, who else? Floated in by Moremi. Throw in for South Africa on the near side.
Well, you know, our police have switched again. Our police is now operating from the left side.
Here is the maestro. One of very exciting talents, one of them this side, 20 years old. One of the exciting young talents in this Angola side. Started out in Benfica when he first left Angola. But ended up now playing in Turkey. Certainly South Africa, and once again enjoying more possession.
Both of the teams are very careful not to concede. South Africa is possessing the ball very well. They are going through the flanks, but not creating a lot of decent chances to win the game.
Taking a look at I'm not surprised he's surprised at the call, because I didn't think he had fouled in the football. Have a look at it again. Maybe it is. Their feet got tangled there. Just the announcement of the official attendance, just over 3,000. So it's a small crowd inside of the cell. arena, the 40,000-seater arena. And we're about to see some changes for Angola. Mamululu is one of those that will be a striker that will be introduced. But first, Angola have an attack here. Lufumbo. Still Lufumbo. And this time, Aubrey Mudiba gets the better of him.
Football plays so well, they have pace. They get the ball with confidence. He keeps the ball, you and come with 1v1. He's not afraid to lose the ball. And if you give him a lot of chances, he will punish you.
So here comes the changes in. And on the right, number 19 is Mamululu. And then Zola's night is over. He went out. And it's a straight swap there with Mamululu. Coming on, he gets a picture. He's very popular player, Mamululu. And with 9 goals in 34 appearances, plays in Libya these days. And the other man to make an entrance is Felicia Mendes Rao. So it's 2 attacking players that they brought on for a straight swap here, Badu. So they're still keeping it positive. I think it was a disappointing night for Dala. They played in patches. Let's look at this attack and get your thoughts on the changes. Here it comes again from Freddy. South Africa can break here with Mutiba. Apollos racing away. Moremi giving chase. He's got pace. He's got Apollos to look out for. If he can get the cut back across. Oh, very near. He's still alive. Oh! Live Foster couldn't keep it down. On a chance on the counter from South Africa.
I think it was a sweet ball, cut back. But he didn't get the ball very well. His body position was wrong. That's why he couldn't get the ball very well. Only has a huge impact in the game after coming in. He has pace. He's going up there with them and he's getting the balls. His body type was wrong.
Was leaning back as well as he took the shot. It's a disappointing night. Quiet night. Larry Foster, quiet night. 8 goals in his 20 caps before tonight.
That was a dangerous tackle. He has escaped the yellow card.
Keeps his cards in his pocket again. That's the referee. South Africa's record, as we have a look at this now, just 13 minutes to go. South Africa, Bafana in scoring first at Afcon. It's happened on 26 occasions. They've won 17 of those matches. They've drawn 7 and lost just 2 matches when they've scored first. The losses were against Algeria and Ghana, both in 2015. Both matches in which they scored first. That's 2015 tournament. It's got sad memories for you, Badu.
Absolutely, we lost opportunities against Ivory Coast. I thought after losing to one of the kids we were going to win, but it couldn't happen.
It's true that Cote d'Ivoire missed their first 2 penalties, giving the early advantage in the shootout to Ghana, but it wasn't to be. The long wait continues.
More than 45 years, not more than Afcon.
That's great. That's even crazy to think of a country with the amount of talent that Ghana has had. That they would have been having. There could be a chance, yeah! Oh, what a goal! Having a disappointment game, think again. He forces it in. Lyle Foster with an absolute talker. a goal! That is a goal worthy of winning any match of football. And that is why his coach left him out there, even when he was seemingly not so involved. Gets a big hand from his fellow striker, Eminence Mafupa. Oh, what a goal!
What a goal, beautiful goal from Larry Foster. The Bentley striker got the ball well. But it was 1v1. One touch football from the midfield. She said there was one touch. He intercepted the ball very well. That's Larry Foster. He intercepted the ball 1-2 with Moreno. And he placed the ball beautifully past Hugo Marquez. Brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant.
That is a fine strike. His 9th goal for Bafana Bafana. And what a time to get it. An absolute peach of a goal. Oh.
Let's give credit to Moreno as well. He put the ball in the rightful place for him to place the ball. Absolutely brilliant. Great goal.
Started it and finished it a lot faster there as well. And Bafana, this time it's time to retake the lead. I understand. I was just sharing those statistics about matches when they've scored first. That they've got a very good record at the Afcon when they score first. And this is the 18th time they've been ahead. And they seemingly are now on their way to win. At least it's the 27th time they've been ahead in the game. Gone ahead in the game. And they're now on course for win number 18. Most importantly, they could be on course for their first win in an opening match in 21 years. As immediately,
he could have cut down the ball.
It's just come on.
They didn't get the control very well. Still on the ball. And they slip a bit on the ball.
Oscar Rapolis, who scored his 4th goal in 6 games for Bafana, is getting a well-deserved rest. Wow, now do the Belandas Negras still have something in reserve to claw it back again? Too close to Robin Williams.
Good goalkeeper, confidence, leader, and a grand captain.
Sipon Bule is also catching a breather. Will confirm the change swell for you. Bule had a very good game, controlled things, kept the ball very well, which is very important for the South African scores. And that's what he does so well, Sipon Bule.
I think he played dues in the 80th minute. He's been on the field.
Yeah. Delighted on the South African supporters.
The second half has been very great for South Africa. They took the midfield and they won all the second balls. And that's really helped them to get so far the winning goal.
So Mukwana being asked to change that one, but asking a little bit too much of him.
That was a poor pass from Sito.
Patrice Bowman was given a lifeline by VAR. And there's nothing VAR could do about that goal from Milan Foster. Superb strike.
Tackle from behind. I think South Africa is playing very well now. They are pushing very hard. They are not giving their chance to turn with the ball. And Angola, they never never change their style of play. That's what they did in the second half. Let's see how it goes. They are preparing 2 more changes. They're preparing 2 more changes. Angola. Let's have a look at this. This is going to be London Williams' ball. Well, he needs to do a lot of changes. Because when the time is now, he has nothing to lose. And he needs to add a lot of numbers up front. See that how things have changed in the second half. It's South Africa that have had more shots on goal now. It was the reverse in the first half. Show on the ball. Freddie was put in for me. I give me a man of the match performance. I would have been a candidate, but now with the scoreline what it is, it dictates that South Africa will probably, if things stay this way, the candidate for man of the match will have to come from the side of South Africa. So here we go. Randy Keita and Teka is one of those who come on in the other. There's a central midfielder, number 15. And Freddie gets a well-deserved rest. What a fine game he has had, the captain. Fantastic captain, fantastic player. He did very well. He took their 2 best out. Maestro and Freddie out and bringing 1 offensive striker and 1 offensive midfielder as well. He needs to push and get the equalizer. Straight shot there. Foul on the goalkeeper there. Went down awkwardly. The only goalkeeper you cannot touch when he's going for an area post like this. It's dangerous. Yeah, it's too dangerous. He wanted to go high, but they blocked him and he couldn't. What a goal. Brilliant goal. You saw the one touch from Morini? Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And no, hardly any backflip there from him in just God gets his technique perfect. Unlike that initial chance that he had earlier in the half when he was leading back and skied it. He got his knee over, he got his body over the ball. And wow, curled it beautifully beyond the reach of Hugo March. 13 games in EPL and 2 goals. As a striker, you can't give a chance. This currently side struggling a little bit in the Premier League. Angola, I won't give up the fight yet. You can bet your life on that. Here's one of the subs there. Oh my goodness. The referee has to get involved here now. That looked like a nasty challenge. The best are flying high. Yeah. When they give up race, frustration. It's frustration. Feel like the game got away from them. They were in it for so long. But Milson, yeah, there's no way they were going to get away with that. And he gets a yellow card in another one. Well, that's a bad challenge. Nowhere near the ball. Look at that. Nowhere near the ball. It's a cynical challenge. And deservedly, he goes into the book. There's a Randy Keita was just come on, by the way. Budan was very intelligent in that ball. He gave his body to the player, yes, and he fought for it. Got his body in between the ball and man. And Nteka's first contribution is to get a yellow card. Into the last 2 minutes of regulation time. South Africa on their way to an opening round win, but let me not speak too soon because here come Angola. Nelson on the charge. Here's the Keita, but it just got booked. The football was a great game. Oh, there's a good defensive work there from Igezana to
Stop the ball, get into Mabulu there. Mabulu.
Yeah, that was good defensive work. Good block from Gazella. And it was a corner kick to off.
And the places football now in Libya for Ali Tripoli. So 9 goals in 34 appearances for his country. And it comes. Oh, the almost saw a repeat of what we saw last night with the bicycle kick. Still Angola come forward again. Desperately trying to get the equalizer. And their record of avoiding defeat in opening matches at the Nations Cup is in danger here. Already isolated, need support. He ran away from his support there.
Lela Foster have been very instrumental in the game in the Silly Cup. It is brilliant for the South African national team.
Angola have won just one of their 9 African Cup of Nations opening matches, drawing 6 and losing 2 their opening. Their last opening game win was against Burkina Faso in 2012. But their proud record of avoiding defeat on opening day, it's their last 6 opening day appearances, they have managed to avoid defeat, but that record hangs in the balance now.
Well, back in the game.
South Africa's gonna go behind the 4. A goal kick. High fives all round because they know the job is just about done. They know the job is about done. Never changed the football. What a game he's had. Worked his socks off, terrorized everybody in the first half. And his race, his run.
Yes, he's played very well. He got the equalizer for the Angola national team. And he did his job on the field. They still bring in a striker and they still believe.
So the man into 3 years time. So they introduced the striker. And late on here, rather it's a defender, Rui, who has just come on. Plays for Udinese in Italy. My former club. There you go. 26-year-old. Wait, by Marks. You can see he's in a rush as well. Wants to get on with it.
The beautiful thing about the South African national team is they haven't stopped playing their style of football. They still press high.
Hugo Bruce is about to celebrate his 50th match in charge with a victory. And what a win it was as well. It's been, what performance it's been. Disappointment for Patrice O'Brien and those supporters. But they've had a good night. It's been a very entertaining game of football.
Angola have had the match corner kicks in the game. They have been done a lot to utilize all the corner kicks they've got.
Angola unbeaten in their last 6 matches. against South Africa. Winning 3 and drawing 3. Minutes away now, 2 minutes away. Unless they can pull something out the fire here. The man who's been taking all the set pieces and Freddie is off the field by referee. It's too late, the referee wants to talk. Attackers already been booked, by the way. And Shaw gets a very still talking to as well. Goal kick. Goal kick. And now we are into the last 30 seconds of the game. That was a goal kick on the level. 91st minute, you get a corner kick like this. You can't throw the ball away like this. Sharp burst. Blow into the whistle. South Africa's opening game victories have come by 2 goals or more. Remember 96 famously beating Cameroon 3-0. And they are on their way. As I said, it's been 21 years since they won an opening game at the tournament. South Africa have got some good memories of playing African continental competitions in Morocco. And there it is! Job done! They had to work hard for it, but in the end they got there. It took a moment of absolute brilliance to secure the points. But they're up and running for the Bafana and deservedly clinch this one by 2 goals to 1. Quick thoughts from everybody.
They deserve it. This is a true reflection of the game. They played very well. They created all the chances. And when you have intelligent players like Lele Foster or any who came in and changed all the game, obviously you are going to win. And they have break the record of Angola. That opening game they never lost, and they have break the record. The last time Angola lost in an opening game was against Cameroon. That was like 15 or 16 years ago. So congratulations South Africa, they played very well and deserve the win. Well deserved win.
Celebrations then across South Africa from Johannesburg through to Pretoria as Hugo Bruce and the Bafana pick up their first 3 points at the Africa Cup of Nations as well, opening up everything in Group B as we wait for more action here on your World of Champions. What a game! A 3-goal thriller that got so many South Africans and Angolans thinking they could pick a point from this fixture. But it's Angola that head back to the drawing board now as the Bafana kickstart the campaign as they hope to go on and probably bring back those memories from 1996. It took Lyle Brent Foster to strike and give the Bafana exactly what they were looking for. Credit to Angola though, they have given it their all and they have gotten every neutral, the perfect fixture they were looking out for. The party does continue across the African continent just like it is here in Johannesburg and the rest of South Africa, because the men in yellow have picked up maximum points. What else would a South African be looking for? What else would an African football fan be looking for? It's goals galore at Africa's biggest football stage. But it's still the biggest party for us who love the African game, and I can tell you the uncles, the grandpas, the grandmas, the young cousins are all loving it and certainly enjoying every bit of the action as your World of Champions takes you across the African continent. 3 gentlemen with me as always here in studio. 2 are happier than the 3rd. I should make that quite clear. Sean Bartlett, all smiles, just like, of course, Bongani Kumalo, and it's Daniel Akpei who has had to look at this game quite silently and pick up the crucial points. There you are. South Africa kickstart the campaign as they hoped they would.
I think it's a decent game for both teams, and congratulations to South Africa because they've actually made the party of the Christmas start so early, for it's all South Africans, and they actually break the genes as well. 21 years, also for Hugo Blues who haven't won an open game before. So these are just a party as it's starting now. Congratulations to them.
Sean Bartlett, what do you make of that game? 3 points aside, a fantastic advertisement for African football.
Yeah, for African football.